So police custody basics, the bedding down of the custody unit. So something that I've become aware of over the last couple of years is the increasing number of custody units which have got an unofficial policy about not conducting interviews from say midnight until 9 AM. Now the question then I'd say is, where in law does it say that you can do that? So an example being, a person is arrested, brought into custody about 1 in the morning. They're not drunk, they're not under the influence of any form of intoxication. The custody deem that they're suitable for the rights and entitlements. They're placed on a level 1 observation and they're being detained in order to conduct an interview in the morning. The custody unit then speak to the legal advisor and arrange with them to come down to the custody unit for about 8:30ish for a 9 AM or thereafter interview. Now, when the law talks about arrest period, a detainee is entitled in a period of 24 hours to have an 8-hour rest period, but that's not a sleep period. And that rest period is from the police proactively interrupting the person to ask them about that specific offence. Now, it doesn't stop certain exemptions occurring, and one of those exemptions to the rest period is if to not interrupt them will unnecessarily delay their release. So if a person's brought in at 1 AM and there's no grounds to delay their interview other than to give them 8 hours of rest, where is the necessity to do that? And certainly a few cases that I've had over the last couple of years, this is showing that the people that have been brought in, anywhere between 10 PM and 1 to 2 o'clock, they're then detained. The solicitor comes in about 9 o'clock in the morning, they have the legal consultation, they go to an interview, and then straight after the interview they're out, and some of those interviews are only lasting 10 minutes or not much more. So for you as the custody officer, if you've got this unofficial policy occurring whereby you're bedding down the entire unit, my advice to you is, where in law does it say that you're entitled to do that? Because at some point a legal team is going to challenge, and then in relation to the unlawful detention side, and then also then thinking about it's inhumane, it's degrading, it's torturous that you're keeping a person detained for potentially 8 or 9 hours when they could have been released far earlier than that. So police basics, consider your rest period. It doesn't mean to say that the person has to have a constant period of 8 hours for sleeping, when a very short interview could authorise their release, and especially when there's no justification because the person is not intoxicated, they're not needing to go to the hospital, and they are willing to proceed with an interview. The legal advisor is willing to proceed with their interview. Thank you.